Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose? Caitlin Clark, stop talking.
What just happened in the corporate boardrooms of athletic apparel is going to change everything you think you know about the WNBA's power structure. This isn't just basketball drama. It's a billion-dollar chess match where players have become pawns in a corporate war they don't even realize they're fighting. And Caitlin Clark, she just delivered checkmate with 4 simple words.
And it literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. We have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
It all started with a deal. Nike's $28 million investment in Clark. On the surface, it looked like a routine endorsement, but beneath it was a corporate masterstroke designed to dismantle Under Armour's position in women's basketball. What the mainstream media failed to notice, or chose to ignore, was that this wasn't just about sneakers or sponsorships. This was about control. Under Armour had been losing ground in women's sports for 3 consecutive years. Their stock was in freefall. They needed a face, someone who could pull them out of decline. Kelsey Plum was that face. The company built an entire brand identity around her. Veteran, champion, leader. Everything Nike's newest star, Caitlin Clark, was not. At least not yet. But when Clark entered the league, the balance shifted. The league wasn't just watching basketball anymore. They were watching Caitlin Clark, and so was the money. Then came the moment that detonated the quiet war, a seemingly innocuous comment from Kelsey Plum during CBA negotiations.
Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
She called out Clark's absence. What seemed like a jab from one player to another was actually a direct strike on Nike's billion-dollar investment. The optics were brutal. Under Armour's top athlete publicly calling out Nike's crown jewel.
But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose? Caitlin Clark, keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a 4 seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
But Nike didn't panic. They executed a surgical strike of their own. No rebuttals, no press statements, just pure algorithmic warfare. Clark stayed silent. Nike didn't. Their digital ecosystem went to work. Suddenly, your feed was flooded with Clark content. Headlines about her economic impact dominated sports media. Social platforms pushed her engagement to the front lines. That wasn't coincidence. That was strategy. Nike had anticipated conflict. They had prepared their athletes. Silence during controversy. Attack with data. Amplify through engagement. It worked like clockwork. Within days, Nike's stock jumped. Under Armour's fell. Online sentiment flipped. Clark wasn't just trending. She was winning. Behind the scenes, panic spread. Leaked emails and private forums told a different story. One of emergency board meetings at Under Armour and whispers of contractual breaches. Because Plum, while under exclusive contract, had shown up at Nike events, inadvertently feeding data into Nike's marketing machine. The irony? She became a tool for the very system she was supposed to oppose. That's when it hit the tipping point. Nike has been building a tech-driven marketing framework that turns every athlete into a data point, an integrated athlete ecosystem that syncs performance, engagement, and consumer behavior into a living, breathing algorithm. Every tweet, every controversy, every spike in public attention becomes input for this system. Clark is the prototype. She isn't just an athlete, she's a corporate asset engineered for modern influence. Under Armour's plan? Outdated. Traditional branding, veteran messaging, integrity narratives, but those crumble in the face of viral metrics and algorithmic engagement. Nike didn't need to argue back. They just let Clark's silence do the talking, then flooded the zone with measurable results. The impact has been devastating. Retail chains adjusted inventory, agencies restructured talent strategy, even league expansion decisions are now being run through the Clark effect lens. In less than 48 hours after the CBA controversy, a new reality emerged, one where power no longer sits with teams or leagues, but with the players who understand the game behind the game. Clark isn't just scoring points, she's moving markets. She's mastering the business of sports like no one else in the league. She's a financial instrument, a brand multiplier, a walking case study in modern influence economics. Business schools have already begun creating curriculum around what insiders are calling the Clark Doctrine, a corporate strategy built on personal authenticity, social media silence, and algorithmic dominance. The game has changed. Athletes who still believe their value is defined by stats on the court are already falling behind. Today, your follower engagement, your narrative control, and your corporate strategy define your impact. Under Armour miscalculated. They put their bet on legacy. Nike bet on disruption. Clark is proof they chose wisely. This isn't the story the sports media is telling, but it's the one that matters. The next phase? Global brand warfare. Because Nike's playbook is now public. Tech firms, financial institutions, even political PACs are watching closely, looking for ways to weaponize personal influence as a strategic advantage. The battle lines are drawn, and in this war, the athletes are the weapons. The question now isn't who wins the next game, it's who controls the next narrative. Because when the dust settles, the players who thrive won't be the ones with the best jump shot. They'll be the ones who understand that every post, every comment, every moment of public visibility is a battle move in a much larger war. And Caitlin Clark, she's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the playbook.